Well, good evening. It's Rick from the UNRECOGIZABLE blog, going live from my apartment. I hope everyone is having a good day. I am. It's Coffee Talk with Rick tonight. And we're just enjoying my day, dude. It's been epic. I meant to come on about 7:30, but now it's, I clicked the wrong button, so it's 7 o'clock, so we're going to start. I'm going to get up and get a cup of coffee, right? Let's do that. Well, I'm back. That didn't take very long. But yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out and enjoying the evening. You know, it's about 70 degrees here. We're gonna have thunderstorms tonight, and I've been filming a vlog all day because I do that on this channel. And I actually filmed two today. I have one last night into today, and then one tomorrow. That's what's going on the channel usually. But yeah, had a band practice today, which was really, really good. Really good. We're getting a lot better. I finally got a tablet to use during worship band practice. That helps a lot, you know, to do that. You can follow along and stuff. I'm not just making stuff up. I really enjoy playing. My friend Jamie is involved, and she's on the other channel, the UNRECOGIZABLE recovery channel. But yeah, we're having a good time. You know, life is good, and I can't complain about much anything. Why complain? Why complain? And there's nothing that big in life that I complain about. You know, it's just why complain, right? Let's see what else I can do here. I've never used the YouTube version of this. Never used the YouTube version of this. So we're going to play around a little bit. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I think you can. There we go. I think you can hear me now. Yes, you can hear me because you couldn't hear me for a second. Let's edit this. Seven o'clock. Sweet. Yeah, just having fun with YouTube tonight, you know, because I'm going to come and do a live stream every Friday night at 7:30. Just so like us, you know what's going on the channel, what my plans are. A lot of you know Jamie and I have been working on a restaurant concept here in Iowa, and that's one of the stages we're at. We're going to do a lot of soul searching about menu and stuff, and then there's all the things that go along with starting a restaurant, you know, financing, all that go along with it, and we're in the process of figuring that all out, and it's very new. So we went early on the Facebook advertising, create some buzz, but we're not going to go big into this for a bit. We're a lot of brainstorming and coming up with ideas. Novel V is the name of the restaurant, and there's a channel out there, Novel V Oskaloosa. Well, when we meet and stuff, we'll be discussing the things we'll be doing in the restaurant. I'm not going to talk about it too much here. You'll see some of it as we go through the process. We're excited, very excited. We're going to bring something here that hasn't been done before here, and we'll see how it goes over, right? The first thing is a test kitchen, and that's what we're going to do first. So, and then we'll introduce that eventually to people who are local. Novelty means new life. And that's kind of what we got, both of us. And we're looking at new life in both restaurants, and the only position I have not held in a restaurant is executive chef, but I can do the job for sure. I have been dreaming of this type of position for my whole life. I'd do it for free. Honestly, I'd do it for free, and that, who knows? Maybe I'll do it for free. You never know. But there's money to be made in restaurants. It's also very hard work. 16-hour days. Lots of planning, work, homework. You're always thinking about the restaurant, and I'm kind of doing that now. Want to bring some food items that haven't been done here. And we're working with a local farmer who I've already contacted. When we get closer to planning and starting our menu, we're planning on doing a seasonal menu, which is not something you'll find here in Oskaloosa, but you'll find in Des Moines. And we will be letting more of that out of the bag. We're really excited about that. Doing that. I had worship band practice went really well today. Playing some good music. A lot of it is again on my channel because I'm playing, right? And I don't feel it's right to record a lot of stuff that's sub recovery. In fact, it's not allowed. So don't want to put people out who are involved with anonymity is one of the big things. I don't care. I kind of like do it out in my recovery out loud. And that's really important to my sponsor in anonymity. He does not agree with me on this at all. His idea is, what if I relapse and then I'm out there and I'm big in the recovery world and I relapse? Like I don't particularly agree with guys who are like celebrities who are sober out there doing that. Because what if they relapse and it's like, oh, well, he couldn't do it, I can't do it. So it's a bad perspective on things. Life is going well. There's been changes in life and not a place to talk about them. And I'm grateful that I have everything I have. I have too much. I have to start getting rid of things, and I have this barnwood shelf here. If anyone wants a barnwood shelf in the local, let me know. It's really beautiful. It's nice. I got it from someone who used to live in my building. And she was moving out, and I said, I'll take it. And then it sits in the corner. And it's beautiful. It's barnwood, actually barnwood from 6:15 tomorrow. 6:15 tomorrow, I'm leaving the house. And locking the doors and leaving, and doing a prayer breakfast tomorrow. I'm relaxed with my church. Extremely active in my church. I'm very happy. So staying busy is very important, and I don't like to sit. I'm always doing something. I have at least one thing planned a day. I don't take very many days off and stuff, so I'm really active in life. I walk a lot. Losing weight. I work with a kettlebell, and I'm losing more weight than I ever thought imagining doing intermittent fasting and fasting. I do 24, 48-hour fast, water fast, coffee fast, liquid fast. And then I'll come back and eat 1-2 days, and then I'll fast again. And I'm staying strong. You're putting your body into ketosis, and that's what the weight comes off. I also eat a high-protein diet. But tonight I had a piece of mahi in a low-fat wrap with some radishes, Chinese spice flavored, a couple of different sauces, some lettuce, and that's dinner. That's all I need. Last night I went to Love Inc. and friend Renee made beef enchiladas, and I hold on a minute. Got a message. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's good news. I just got a good text, and I'm pretty happy about that. And she's a good lady, wants to work for us eventually, so that she might be our first hire. She's got a lot of years in fast food, and she's got great customer service experience. Good lady. McDonald's is not a place you want to be for a long time. She's been there a long time. She somehow ends back at McDonald's as a manager, and we definitely take care of her for sure. She's would be an asset. And we've got a lot of people who are talking to us about now. Would you come to work for us? Yes, definitely, eventually. You know, and that's the problem. Word of mouth, and we're good people. You know, and we want to have it. Restaurant environments are pretty toxic for the most part, and pretty toxic. They are. There's egos. There's all things of things, and I'm pretty humble now. I've been humbled by life, and I'll stay humble. I do have standards, but I've got to remember, one of my biggest things is I'm a perfectionist. That's important in restaurants, but in life, you can't be a restaurant. If you look around my apartment, you would not think I'm a perfectionist, but it's my home. And it's very, I just have to fight the perfection. You know, when I'm in the kitchen, if I break an egg, and I don't want a broken egg, I throw it away because I have to start from scratch. If there's a smear on a plate, it gets wiped, and that's how I function in my daily life. You know, my kitchen's immaculate usually, so there's some dishes in the sink from dinner, but I'm going to wash them after dinner. I don't want to have dishes in my sink. My countertops are clean. I clean my coffee maker with vinegar and a cleaner every month. I am meticulous about those things. And I have to fight that because a lot of the people I work with, they'll have to live up to my expectations, but I don't want to be toxic, right? I want to be a toxic working person, you know, and that's like the complaining. That's what used to be, what the person I used to be. The complaining, there was no one on my live stream, right? No one on my live stream, I'm going to complain because no one came and they're working and they're busy and they've got things going on. But I'm going to complain. Man, now I'm just full of gratitude for what I have. You know, full of gratitude for the people who watch this. You know, it is going to be an amazing experience going through life, recording something that is positive. You stay positive, people around you are going to be positive. You look at things in a new perspective, you know, and bright and beautiful instead of glum and dreary. It's a horrible place. We live in a horrible place. We don't. Some people do. They live in bad environments, but I don't. There's things that go on around here that need to be left unsaid. But they happen, and every place has got them. Every place, and this is a good place, and I'll be here a bit. I like the stability. I don't need to move constantly. Alexa, turn off the alarm. I'm listening to First Wave Radio on Sirius XM, some 80s alternative.
It's 7:14 p.m.
And it's going to tell me we're going to have thunderstorms tonight. It's going to tell me.
Right now in Oskaloosa, it's 67 degrees.
67 degrees in March. Man, you can't beat this. I'm telling you, a cup of coffee on a Friday night, sitting on YouTube. But if you watch this and you're watching this, I'm grateful for you. Leave me a follow, subscribe, do whatever you want to do to this channel. You know, I'm a positive person just building on life. You know, restarting the life that I destroyed. And literally destroyed through my actions and through the way I acted and the way I was. Destroyed it. And that's hard to look back on, but I don't try to do that. I don't live there anymore, right? Other people can. Other people can claim what I was or what I was in my past, but I'm not that person anymore. In fact, I've changed. You know, I'm a follower of Jesus, and Jesus says something. Well, the Bible says something look back at your past to turn into a fuller result, right? That was for you. So look back at your past. Don't live in your past. You know, some people do. Other people can live in my past. I'm not going to do it. New creation in Jesus Christ. That's what I believe, right? So new creation is now that I found Lord, and to change my perspective. One of the things I do, there's this dude out there, he might watch this eventually. His name is the Cockney Buddha. And the Cockney Buddha dude taught me a lot. He talked a lot about breath work, talk about food. He's a chef at some good places, some really good places. We've had the conversation about about chefing, and he's like, "Oh, we work in a restaurant." Yeah, I thrive on it. I thrive on it. and that's where I'm gonna go. That's what my passion was years ago: is food and dining. And I love to entertain. And granted, my place is small. I don't entertain too much here. Really, no one ever comes to my apartment. I know who's been in my apartment in the last 6 months, right? At least I think I do. Yeah, pretty much can tell you who's been here. And I live a good life for my meager income, and I'm grateful for it. I have everything I needed now, and I sit at a desk that used to sit in Torrance, California. My cousin got it for doing schoolwork on, and I've got a second monitor here that was given back. My cousin was great to me when I had nothing. And I have things that I got back from my ex. I have a grandfather clock over there. These pictures that hang on the wall. My mom's ashes sit behind me. I have pictures. I have a wall over here that's got pictures of my friends in my new life and some from my old. I print on a printer that I have a subscription for. $14.99 a month for an HP printer, wallpaper I can print. And I do that. I have a lot of paperwork I do, and it's good to have a scanner and a printer, right? I have everything. I've been an ice maker. What more do I need? That's the key. I keep asking myself, what more do I need? I have a pair of sandals I've had the last 2 years. It's great. They're great. They work fine. I wore them today. I have a rain spinner Hawaiian shirts. That's my go-to. Brought Aloha Friday for the Grom. The Grom is a good dude. He did the tour of the United States 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, is it coming up on 2 years? I can't believe that, dude. It's coming up on 2 years for the Grom tour. We're planning a big trip to Hawaii in 2030, I think it is, for Grom tour, and I'm going to be there. Grom tour. I missed it. I went to some of the same places he did, though. I went to Huntington Beach and hung out at Huntington Beach. Trying to go to Rocket Creek, but they were closed because the surf was decent. And I went to Seal Beach. I don't know if Grom went to Seal, but when you get in the water, the surf wasn't all that good. I mean, the surf in Huntington was good, but you don't bodyboard at Huntington Beach. This isn't kosher. You can do it as a shore break, but being in the water was with Billy. Billy didn't want to get in the water. I didn't want to get in the water. So I kind of got wet, though. As you can see in the vlog, that was at Seal Beach Pier on the south side of the pier, which is an epic spot during winter. It's been great this year in California. But I am a long time out of the water, and I don't know how good I'd be in the water anymore. I don't swim very much here because I'm not in the ocean, and I don't have the experience anymore. So staying out of the water is probably a good idea, especially if it was good. And I used to bodyboard the Wedge in California, and I couldn't handle it today. I watched that Wedge, and I go, oh my gosh, I'd get killed. Plus, at my age, dude, I'd get hurt. I'd get seriously hurt, right? This is just a conversation I'm having with all my viewers. I'm going to ask you like and subscribe, because I'm going to do that again here, because I got to try to remember to do that. If you're watching this at this point and you haven't liked and subscribed, like and subscribe, Here we are, Iowa, in the spring. The sun was up after 6 o'clock today, and I can say that's the first time that's happened in a long time, and I'm grateful for it, man. The sun, I gotta plug my computer in. The sun is so important, and it gets me down when we don't have sun. I have like this seasonal affective deal that goes on, and just don't dig it. Just don't dig the winter. It's all right. It's Iowa, and I can handle it. But summer and spring and fall, best months. We have more good months than we have bad months here, especially this year. The weather was great this winter, and we haven't had a winter in a long time. I think 2013 or 2012 last they predicted a really heavy winter here, and we didn't get it. I'm telling you, I can't complain. Can't complain. I think if you want to leave in the comments, because no one's watching, that's cool. That's cool. People catch things on the replay. And plus, I'm a half hour early, and I'm gonna stay on for an hour and maybe more if people show up. Because I told them 7:30, and of course I showed up early, right? No one's gonna show up. Oh well. People will watch this on the replay, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I might do StreamYard next time because I know the system better and I can play an intro. I might play my old coffee talking break intro because Grom made it for me over in England. And I'm telling you, I have such good friends all around the world. I have a friend in New Zealand that I see pretty much every morning, and her name is Bridgie. She's older, but she's pretty cool. Bridgie's cool. She came here in 2024, and I missed her by a couple of days. But we missed her. I tried to get out there, but it didn't work. And I'm telling you, I wish I'd made that connection because I love Bridgie. She's great. She was really sick when she was here. She got an infection and needed antibiotics when she was here. But yeah, I'm telling you, not a bad life I lead. I'm much more active than I used to be. I used to sit and do nothing. Now I go out and get coffee. I go places. And there was a lot of isolation going on those years when I had the Alzheimer's disease. I didn't even remember that. I just sat in my house for years, and it took me a long time to learn how to live again. And that was rough. I mean, I just didn't do anything. I got out occasionally, but not very often. When I got out, I really enjoyed it, but most of the time, in the chair. That's the reality of what I had for several years. In that chair, not being able to remember anything, not remember anything, what a horrible time, right? Can you believe that I'm the same person that couldn't tell clock on a time or identify animals? That just seems so crazy. And that same person, and I went through all that with an Alzheimer's disease and dying. It shows we're pretty dang resilient. I'm in the best shape of my life right now. I mean, probably. And I don't know, maybe in my 20s, but I was eating crap in my 20s. I was eating garbage in my 20s and my 30s, but especially my 40s. Nothing good. I didn't actually get on the health kick until the last time when I lived over the other side of town. Because I started eating protein and losing weight. And then it all kicked in here with the intermittent fasting. And I'm telling you, my shirts are baggy. I mean, these used to be tight. I'm getting down to like an extra large chest coat. That's pretty small for me. The only thing is they're too short. And I have to get longer ones, longer t-shirts. So I wear baggy clothes all the time. That's all right. I'm comfortable with that. But yeah, at this point, I want to say hi to Evie, who had a wonderful experience with her kindergarten experience today. Evie, congratulations. You signed up for at least 12 years of hard work by signing up into that educational system. You're going to enjoy it a lot of the time, but there's a lot of hard work in school. And I remember mine, and by the time of my 12 years I loved culinary school, but the 12 years in the public school system was rough. Went to Lakewood High School in Lakewood, California, which was on one of my blogs earlier in the year. And we had, my last year, I graduated with a class of over 1,000. We had 2 graduation ceremonies. Wild. With Wild Time, they bussed in 74 buses of kids from the inner city. So you brought in all the gangs and the violence and all that to our school in Lakewood, California. They came from all areas of Long Beach Unified School District, and wild experience life was. And I think I'll cut this off at a half hour. Maybe I'll stick on a little bit after 7:30, but I'm running out of talking. I'm talking too much for me. And usually I found before a half hour was enough, right? A half hour was enough. And I started early. I started about 7 o'clock. When I told people it was going to be 7:30. I've done that before, but I pushed the wrong button, and that just happens. It'll work out just fine, right? It will. I promise. I promise it will work out okay. Everything does. God's got a plan for this, and always has a plan. And I think you just have to believe that there's a plan. One of the things I realized is that there were so many things that I couldn't control in life. I could control myself, my actions, and what I did with my own self, but no one else. I used to really worry about controlling other people, like how they were doing things, and how they reacted, how they did stuff. I can't do any of that. It would have really changed my life had I learned this sooner. And learning emotional regulation, basically emotional regulation to be emotionally flat. because that's an issue I had big time, was reactions. Big reactions, small reactions, little reactions. And I would react to the slightest things. I threw things, I punched walls, I jumped up and down when people weren't doing what I said or whatever, and that was detrimental to me. You know, I was a door slammer and a cusser and stuff, and I've given that up, man. I don't cuss anymore. I kind of gave that up. It doesn't fit my lifestyle. I don't like it when Chat GPT or Grok use it for me. And Grok use it when I use AI. I don't like it when they do that. And yes, I'm an AI user because it's fascinating. All the stuff it knows. It's excellent for restaurant work, let me tell you. It tells you the right things. And it gives you ideas. And it's a good research tool. I don't know about asking it advice. You hear about people who ask things advice, you know, and like this kid over in California decided to ask ChatGPT what kind of drug mix he should use, and he OD'd. ChatGPT didn't know, and he trusted ChatGPT with his life. That's a little wild. Also in the news today, California's gas prices are now, the taxes exceed the price of the gallon of gas. Wow. You voted for it. That's all I got to say. But it's miserable for the people who live there. $8 a gallon for gas. So I've got 3.5 more minutes before I sign off. And I hope everyone has a good night. I'm having a good time doing this. And I'll do this every Friday night at 7:30, unless I got something planned, and then I'll post it. But yeah, every Friday night at 7:30, we'll discuss the Fortnite Network and what's going on in my life, so you can understand what's going on. I have a trip down to in April down to Indianapolis for some celebrate recovery training. Looking forward to that, getting out of town a bit. I try to do that every 6 months or so, try to get out of town, see something different. I like to get to Des Moines. I did that back in December. It's not as available as it was to me. I can't go as often. We didn't go that often anyway, but I got out about once every 6 months, and this is what I'm doing now. I try to get out of this little small town, and not that it's a bad place, but you can go somewhere. So coming up in April, we'll be going to Indianapolis with my friend Don and I, who you've seen on the blog before. I think maybe it's the last vlog. He hasn't been on this, but yeah, I'm busy. Life is busy, and I think I can fit this in on a Friday night. Saturday morning I'm busy. Saturday evening I'm not. Maybe I'll get in tomorrow for another half hour. Just to do this a couple days a week, because I really like live streaming. It's fun. A lot more people used to watch, but I'm telling you, you know, sometimes maybe not, but we'll see. This is Rick, Coffee Talk with Rick. And this is my mug. And let me turn it. Woo. Wake up, folks. Wake up, smell the coffee. Rick from the Unrecognizable blog. Signing out. Everyone have a great day.